And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. A lot of basketball highlights to bring you. The Georgia Southern Eagles, the men on the road at South Alabama, where they were able to earn a split and remain at 500 in Sun Belt play. The women at home were able to split with South Alabama as well. We'll have highlights of both the women and the men's games for you coming up in just a bit. We'll also take you out for high school basketball highlights. You had a Battle of Bulloch County, Statesboro High hosting Southeast Bulloch. It was a boys only game as the Southeast Bulloch girls finishing up their quarantine. They'll be back in action coming up this week. As for the Portal Panthers, they were in action against McIntosh County Academy on Friday night. Bulloch Academy in action for a region matchup with Trinity, and they were able to sweep that game on Friday, and then on Saturday they were able to split with Savannah Christian, with the girls winning and the boys losing. So plenty of highlights to bring you. Finally get a chance to bring you Portal, Bulloch Academy, Statesboro, and Southeast Bulloch highlights coming up. All that and plenty more in just a moment.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, strange situation for the Georgia Southern men and women, and for that matter, for a lot of teams in the Sun Belt Conference. As this past weekend, they were playing South Alabama for the third and fourth time this season. The guys had split earlier this year, so had the women. This time around, it was the women at home against South Alabama, and the guys on the road. Let's send you out for some highlights, beginning with the guys doubleheader on the road in Mobile. The Georgia Southern men on the road against South Alabama. Game on Friday. Zach Bryant starts the scoring. Michael Flowers answers for the Jags with the 3-ball. The Eagles answer as Caden Archie hits from downtown. Next, Cam Bryant hits the runner. Flowers continues to answer for the Jags. He'd have 32 points in the game. Bryant right back for the Eagles. He'd have 15 points. Elijah McCadden adds the floater. The Eagles by 4. Next, inside to Archie, who'd finish with 17 points. Bryant later, the long 2, tying things up. Flowers gives South Alabama a 2-point lead. Eagles by 1, though, at the half. Second half, Bryant for 3. Getty Uzapiatis with 3. Getty heating up. He'd hit another. The Eagles 14 for 26 behind the arc. Archie then the pull-up jumper. Then Archie to Bryant on the alley-oop. Flowers again keeping things close. The Eagles respond with Bryant, who led the team with 18 points in the game. Archie continues his hot night, driving in for 2 more. Flowers helps send the game into overtime. Another step back 3, but in overtime, Bryant off the mark, but Archie, the follow-up flush. Take another look at this one. Nice job here, and the Eagles win 84-75. To Saturday we go, and a far different story as the Jags are able to pull out to an early lead. The Eagles struggling from the field, a rare make from behind the arc where the Eagles were 8 for 36. John Pettaway was a thorn in the Eagles' side again. He'd have 15 points. Pettaway the rebound and the putback, and then Getty inside, a rare 2. Prince Toyambi later inside as well. Flowers responds, 3 of his 10. Bryant trying to keep the Eagles within striking distance. He'd have 13 points. Archie next, able to hit the tough off-balance shot. But the Jags in control in this one, Petaway on the breakaway, and the Eagles fall 62-48. Georgia Southern coach Anita Howard sporting the camo as the Eagles trying to avoid the sweep after falling on Friday to South Alabama. Janiah Love Hill starts the scoring for the Eagles. Next, it's Deja Holmes for 3. The Jags keeping it close behind 17 points from Savannah Jones. The Eagles then going inside to Sarah Moore. Moore, sporting some nice low post moves here. Holmes later from deep off the glass. She'd finished with 11 points. Simone James then gets free on the break for 2 of her 11 points in the game. Next, Taryn Ward will bury the three-pointer. The former Wayne County standout then getting 2 down low in the paint. Tatum Barber cutting in for 2 on the break. And finally, it's Maya Burns finishing nicely as the Eagles win 68-56. For the Lady Eagles, they dropped to 3-5 in Sunbelt play. The guys are now 4-4 in Sunbelt play. Next up, the men will be hosting Appalachian State 6 o'clock and 4 o'clock, or 6 o'clock and 3 o'clock rather, on Friday and Saturday. The women on the road in Boone taking on the Mountaineers as well. All right, well, stay with us. High school basketball action coming up next.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
The Georgia Southern University store with 2 locations to serve you on the Georgia Southern campus in Statesboro and in Savannah. They have plenty of Eagle merchandise to keep you warm in the cooler weather. So don't forget to visit the University store in Statesboro and Savannah or shop online at gsustore.com. Well, plenty of high school basketball action on Friday and Saturday night. Let's begin chronologically, where we had Friday night action, region matchup. Bulloch Academy was hosting Trinity, and the Portal Panthers were in action as well as they were hosting McIntosh County Academy. Portal hosting McIntosh County Academy. Ladies first, the visitors with the second half lead, but the Panthers try and come back. Rashonda Khalil from Destiny Brown. Brown later driving, and she hits the runner. A little later, Glenia Lowe for 3 off the glass, but the Lady Bucks proved to be too much, and they go on to take this one 52-34. On to the boys' game, and we start things off. Joseph Thomas with the pull-up 3 ball. Next, Elijah Coleman to Amir Jackson for the layup. The Panthers welcoming Dorian Mosley back to the lineup, and Mosley buries the 3. The Bucks fight back to tie the game. Jerice Campbell with the steal in the layup. Thomas right back as he hits the 3. Coleman later making some nice moves and getting to the basket for 2. More from Coleman as he drives in for 2 more of his 18 points. The seesaw battle will continue as Colby Reed comes through with the putback for the Bucks to tie it up. Portal retakes the lead. Thomas 2 more of his 16 points. Mosley later, the outlet to Fred Spells, who's able to finish inside. Back to Coleman we go. And he goes coast to coast for the layup. The inside out game working as well. Coleman will hit the 3. Next, outside in as Coleman finds Jackson. He'd have 9 assists in the game. And finally, it's Coleman to Mosley as Portal wins 72-53. Bulloch Academy hosting Trinity, and you know it's a rivalry game when the opposing team's scorekeeper gets ejected during the game. As for the game itself, the Gators with the lead. Ashante Noble hits the jumper. Next, it's Leah Williford knocking down the corner 3. More from the Gators as Sophie Wall hits the runner. To the corner we go, and it's Sophie Strickland with 3. Williford next. The outlet pass to Strickland for 2 more of her 15 points. Gators up 34-25 at the half. Moving ahead to the second half, Trinity trying to get back in it, but the Gators much too much. Noble driving in for 2 more of her 18 points. Amani Cook next, hitting for 2 of her 13 points. A big night for Leah Williford as well. She'd have 12 points. Back to Strickland we go. She hits the pull-up jumper. The Gators hitting the boards as well as Cook connects on the putback, and the Gators roll 66-42. To the boys' game we go. The Gators looking for a little revenge from an earlier loss. It's Cam Harrison with the putback. Later, Rodney Hill coming through with the corner 3. Next, the cross-court pass to Bryce Clifton from the same spot. Gators take an 8-point lead. The Crusaders respond behind the long ball as Henry Williams hits the 3. Back come the Gators as Clifton drives in for 2 more. Hill then driving for 2 more of his 20 points. Chandler Asbell keeping Trinity in it. He finished with 19 points. With the Gators right back, Miller Pope, the nice post moves off the glass for 2. Clifton later ahead of the pack to give BA a 9-point lead. Back inside we go to Pope for 2 more. Pope staying hot. He hits another jumper. Gators by 11. Ryan Swanson trying to heat up as he drives in for 2. Swanson next ahead to Hill. Bulloch Academy extends their lead to 17 points at the half. Second half, Hill hits the 3-pointer to start things off. Bo Spence with a big second half, starting with this 3-pointer. More from Hill, another easy bucket inside. Swanson later with the 3. He'd have 22 points in the game. Swanson next finds Chaz Collins inside with a nice pass. Cam Harrison later driving in as the Gator lead extended to 22 points. Spence continues his strong second half as he gets 2 more of his 24. Swanson later doing likewise, driving in for the layup. Back to Spence we go as he drives and finishes strong with the left hand. And finally, Swanson, the spot up 3, as the Gators roll 90-58. And stay with us. Coming up next, we'll move on to Saturday and take a look at some of the action from then.
No Credit Refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Well, Saturday basketball action saw the Statesboro Blue Devils hosting Southeast Bulloch. Unfortunately, only a boys-only game as Southeast Bulloch was finishing up their quarantine. The girls will be back in action, as will the guys, coming up on Wednesday as they'll be hosting Liberty County. But let's send you back for the boys taking on Statesboro High. Saturday night, Bulloch County battle, Statesboro hosting Southeast Bulloch. The Jackets only one game in their last 40 days, but Christian Clark hits the three. Statesboro answers inside with Leslie Black. Kobe Altman next, pulling up and hitting the jumper. Black next with the nice look to Altman, who flips in two more. The Blue Devils continue to find the hot hand, and Altman cans the three-pointer. Then on the break, Joseph Kilcup finishes. Statesboro up by 10. The Jackets try and hang around. Davis O'Dowd hits the layup. Next, it's Tyler Griffin with the steal, and he throws down the big dunk. But all that did was fire up the Blue Devils. Kilcup hits for three. And next, it's Garrison Littles, the near corner three-pointer. Jarquez Garrett to Leslie Black. Two more and the foul, as the Blue Devils will open up a 15-point halftime lead. Second half, Black going up for two more of his 11. A.J. Williams trying to help the Jackets come back with the step-back three, but the Blue Devils pulling away behind Kilcup, who takes the outlet pass for two more. Then Kilcup able to finish strong with his left hand and the foul. Next, Kilcup, three more of his 15 points in the game. And finally, Littles with the cross-court pass to Albert Michael for three more, and Statesboro cruises 84-40. Well, unfortunately, a pretty lopsided game there. The Blue Devils and Southeast have played a lot of close games over the past few years, but this one, not one of them. The first game, they've only played one game in the last 40 days for Southeast Bulloch. They'll be back in action coming up on Wednesday as they'll be hosting Liberty County. The boys went and played Savannah High on the road. They were able to win that game to improve to 2-1 in region play. Next up, Liberty County on Wednesday. As for the Bulloch Academy Gators, they were hosting Savannah Christian. Let's get out and take a look at how the girls did as they were able to win their matchup. Saturday afternoon, Bulloch Academy stepping up to GHSA play as they host Savannah Christian. First half, Gators up. Ashante Noble hits the jumper, and Bulloch Academy able to take a 21-17 halftime lead. Second half, Sophie to Sophie. Strickland finds Walls for the jumper. On the other end, it's Bird to Bird. Sarah to Josie. The Raiders trying to trim the lead, but the Gators in command. Leah Williford, three of her 11 points. Next, it's Armani Cook to Strickland, who's able to finish. Williford then to Cook for the layup. Williford continuing to feel it from outside. She hits another three-pointer. Williford giving as well as receiving. She finds Cook to make it a 15-point Gator lead. And finally, it's Strickland, three of her 15 in the game, as the Gators roll 62-35. Unfortunately, the Bulloch Academy boys not as lucky. They lost to Savannah Christian. Next up, it'll be, unfortunately, a girls-only game going on in Savannah against St. Andrews, as the boys are currently on quarantine. They're going to play that girls-only game as of the time we're going to tape. That game taking place in Savannah Friday night at 6 o'clock. Next up, for our other teams, the Portal Panthers will be in action going on Tuesday, playing a boys-only game as the Montgomery County girls in quarantine protocol will not be able to make the trip Senior night will begin at 5:45, followed by the boys' game taking place Tuesday in that one. And as for the Statesboro Blue Devils, they'll be on the road at South Effingham on Tuesday and then return home for a big region matchup for the boys and the girls, taking on Richmond Hill Friday night, with the girls getting things underway at 6 o'clock. That'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.